Good morning. Welcome into this edition of the Weather Desk. It is Wednesday, December 18th. I'm meteorologist Craig Moeller, and I am so glad that you are joining me as we take a deeper dive into some of the big weather stories. And I think one of the biggest ones as we approach the upcoming week with Christmas here, and we've got New Year's coming up, the holidays. A lot of folks are going to be hitting the roads and taking to the air. We've got holiday travel updates. That's one of the topics we're going to be covering. You know, there's still some big issues out in California. More wildfire trouble around LA. I've got a great package I'm going to share with you. Ginger Z did earlier this morning. We're going to talk about some of the red flag warnings up and some areas that are really concerned with potential for more wildfire issues today. They haven't seen them yet, but they're worried about that later today. So we'll get into that. And then finally, weather whiplash. We've got some more big changes, talking about huge swings in temperatures. So we want to tell folks here in the Mid-Atlantic, hang on. I'm going to break all of it down for you as we go over the next 30 minutes or so. Let's start off, though, talking about the holiday travel and the updates here. You know, we always watch this, and we will continue at 13 News Now to keep you updated on how things are looking, not only for our region, and obviously we focus a lot on the Mid-Atlantic, but up and down the eastern seaboard and all across the country. So we're going to start off here and take a look at this severe weather outlook. This is for Tennessee. You're going, okay, Craig, I see this area shaded in green. It's a level 1 threat, a marginal risk, and it extends from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, back over to Nashville and just north of Cleveland there. It's south of Lexington, and you can see it is north of Tupelo, so it does extend a little farther to the south into northern Mississippi. Let's pull back out. You'll notice that is the only area in the country that has any threat for severe weather as identified by the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma. So again, this is an area, and as we take a look at the radar, you can see there have been some pretty big storms kind of rolling through Tennessee already this morning. And as we get into the next few hours, there's still the potential for a few of those stronger storms. I think the primary threat's going to be some gusty winds with those, but we're going to watch it. That's associated with a frontal boundary that is draped across western sections of Tennessee. It kind of comes up and hooks up with this area of low pressure in Kentucky. You'll notice there's a little frontal boundary that's draped across our area. We're actually going to see this pulling a little farther to the north, allowing for another really warm day here in Hampton Roads. We're going to find temperatures back in the upper 60s across southeast Virginia, northeast North Carolina. Then this whole system is going to pull to the east, and eventually this front's going to come through our area. That sets up cooler weather for tomorrow and Thursday, but or Thursday and Friday, I should say, but we will be drying out a little bit as well after the chance for rain comes with this front later tonight. So we'll break all this down for you. Let's take a look. And, you know, there's another Alberta Clipper system that is going to produce more snow across the northern central part of the country. This system is going to work east. Again, eventually it's cold enough up here that the moisture that gets drawn up into New York State and Pennsylvania later this afternoon. This is Wednesday afternoon, 4 o'clock. I think we will see some more snow up that way. The line of showers approaches the Blue Ridge and the Appalachians. What we're going to find through here, again, the chances for showers. As a system, that frontal boundary slides a little farther to the east. There will be a chance for a few showers, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder or two. Wouldn't shock me to hear a thunderstorm or two late tonight. But as we go through the evening, this is at 9:15, you'll notice a few showers starting to fill in just out to the west. Showers in that front, a little slower to get here. I expect that to come through, passing over Norfolk, that front, right around 12 to 12:30. It'll take a little bit longer to reach the ocean front, and North Carolina will be down around the Albemarle Sound, pushing through around 2 a.m. on Thursday. By 6:45 Thursday morning, you can see things are going to be looking pretty good for travel up and down the East Coast. Things very quiet across the central U.S., and the Southwest looks really good as well. Little wet weather for the Pacific Northwest, and look out, here comes the next Clipper. Rolling into the north central U.S., North Dakota into Minnesota and Wisconsin. That energy driving to the east-southeast, and eventually it's going to pull a little farther to the south. Big snowmaker for parts of Wisconsin. Illinois will see it. Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan down into Kentucky. Some snow flying there. This is through noon on Friday. Notice again, we're still in good shape here in the mid-Atlantic, but we will see a few more clouds pushing in for Friday. Still, if Friday's your getaway day, maybe you're going to spend a week with family somewhere up or down the East Coast, you'll be okay getting away midday on Friday until you get up into the Northeast, some snow up that way. Things still quiet out across the western two-thirds of the country. Now, as we get into Friday evening, that energy still driving to the southeast. Some snow for the mountains in western Virginia. I know that'll get some folks excited about a little bit of accumulating snow out that way over the high country. For us, we're really not looking for much. I'm going to dive in with a closer look at Hampton Roads weather a little later in this edition of the Weather Desk. So stay tuned. You'll notice some wet weather maybe Friday evening out across the Piedmont, and there might be a few snowflakes just out towards I-95 and off to the north. Now, as we take a look at the Futurecast, this is picking up the GFS, the Global Forecast System, which is the global model that the United States uses. It's the American model. It carries that area of low pressure, kind of swings it off and then moves it along, really intensifies it as it moves off the Canadian coast far to the north. For our area, again, rain chances pretty slim, but there'll still be some clouds Friday into Saturday. And then as we get into Sunday, we're looking good again. So maybe you're putting off your travel until the latter part of the weekend or early next week. You're just going to go visit somebody or host somebody for a few days around Christmas. You can see conditions looking very good for Monday and Tuesday as well. As we get into Wednesday, Christmas morning, things are quiet around Hampton Roads early. I think we'll be okay. But later in the day on Wednesday, there might be a few showers. So by Wednesday evening, wouldn't surprise me to see some wet weather down at the Outer Banks, maybe right along the coast. Area of low pressure will start to develop and then move away after that. Snowfall potential over the next 48 hours, pretty good chances for 6 to 12 inches across parts of North Dakota. Of course, the mountains, you get up into the Rockies, western Montana, parts of Wyoming. They're going to see it up into the Cascades. They'll see it. And we're going to see more snow over the next couple of days in the Northeast, parts of Michigan. So that's where we're going to see it. Maybe a little bit over the mountains in western Virginia, or West Virginia, I should say. But we're dry, certainly. It's dry across the southeast, and things looking pretty good again for much of the central and western parts of the country. That's over the next day or so. More of that heavy snow, though, tracking with that clipper system as we go into let's say Friday and even Saturday. That's where you see heavier snow building across Wisconsin, central parts of Minnesota. And that snow will start to add up for parts of Michigan as well, 3 to 6 inches potentially. So pretty significant snow with that clipper system over the next couple of days. All right, temperatures are going to take a tumble. We've been really warm. Yesterday's high, 71 degrees. You think about that. Our normal high is 54, so we were 17 degrees above average in Norfolk yesterday. We're still warm today. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s, but you see the cooler weather comes in behind that front that'll pass through this evening. Temperatures tumbling for the eastern part of the country, especially the Northeast, and then back out across parts of the Ohio River Valley. You're going to see that colder air, temperatures below average as they dive Friday and into Saturday. And Sunday, this sets up the well below average temperatures up and down the East Coast. Quite chilly relative to normal. It is going to be cold. Sunday's highs in the upper 30s. And we're going to stay close to 40, I think, on Monday. So talk about that weather whiplash. We go from temperatures in the low 70s yesterday, upper 60s today, and then eventually looking ahead to Sunday, we're in the upper 30s. Really pretty incredible. Temperatures are going to be above normal out over the western half of the country. All right, we'll take a look at Saturday's travel weather, and again, you can see the wet weather. Let's take this full for a second so you can get a good look at that getaway time. I think things are looking very good there. No major problems. As you can see, looking over towards the central U.S., it's going to be cool, but looking pretty good for Saturday. And then into the western parts of the country, there'll be some wet weather. San Francisco and Seattle, again, that's a big getaway day, and we wanted to take a moment to talk about that. Now, as far as the general conditions go, we're going to find, I think, for Christmas Eve, and I'll show you one more set of maps here, for Christmas Eve on the East Coast, I think there will be, you're going to notice some subtle changes here. So let's get into that. We'll zoom in the Christmas Eve travel forecast, and we'll start with a look at the East Coast. Some rain, snow up in Cleveland. I think Raleigh's in good shape at 49, 53 in Atlanta. Warmer for New Orleans and Orlando, 72 with rain. If you're going up to New York or Boston, mid-30s there. In the central part of the country, Christmas Eve, there's going to be chances for rain. St. Louis and Little Rock. Chicago's at 39. Minneapolis, milder. Remember, they're going to be really cold on Saturday, but by Wednesday of next week, or Tuesday of next week, I should say, it does start to warm up a little bit. 69 in Dallas, unsettled weather for Dallas and Houston. And again, more rain chances. San Francisco and Seattle. In Salt Lake City, chances for showers in 56. So I just wanted to take a little more time there to talk to you, not only about the travel plans through this upcoming weekend, but give you a look ahead to Christmas Eve. And let me remind you, we will continue to follow this all very carefully. The 13 News Now weather team will here, and we'll keep you updated as we get closer and closer to each story. All right, we're going to take a second to talk to you about the California fire issues, and we do have a big issue out there. We're going to talk about a package that Ginger Z did a little earlier. It's evacuations that are underway in Southern California. Wildfires continue to burn. Again, ABC's Ginger Z has the latest on that this morning.
Overnight, a new wildfire forcing evacuations in Southern California's Jurupa Valley, just 50 miles east of Los Angeles. Homes and businesses threatened. Flames engulfing the hillside.
We get a call from the neighbor that our mountain's on fire. We're getting hose trying to water our mountain. It's literally probably 20, 30 feet from my backyard.
Firefighters working through the night to try to contain the blaze, using heavy machinery to hold the line. You can see the fire approaching a high school. Red flag and wind alerts in place as Santa Ana winds up to 71 miles per hour sweep through the region.
I was terrified. I thought right before Christmas time, too, that our house was going to be on fire and all of our property was going to be burnt.
The cause of the blaze is under investigation.
Just hate to see that, especially this time of year. So many folks are just preparing for the holidays. To have to worry about all of your possessions being endangered is awful. We take a look at the winds, and the Santa Anas again kicking up around Southern California, so that's an issue. I've got another bit of video I want to show you from the LA area, and another area that has been under red flag warning. You see this here. It's the return of red flag conditions as we are watching parts of LA County that did not see the fire last week. This includes Topanga in the Santa Monica Mountains. And I'll tell you, the Franklin fire got close but didn't quite get there. Now, South Topanga Canyon Boulevard is now closed. They're going to keep it closed until 6 o'clock this evening as they're concerned with fires from Mulholland to Pacific Coast Highway and the old Topanga Canyon Road to Mulholland. All right, there's also a strong chance Southern California Edison will have to cut power to Topanga, if the winds threaten the power lines, which has sparked the fires in the past. So they're taking steps to prevent it, but obviously this is a major concern that we will continue to keep a close tab on. All right, let's talk about our next topic, and this is that weather whiplash. Are you ready for it? I mentioned a little earlier how warm the temperatures were yesterday in the mid-Atlantic, and we've got more cold air on the way. You take a look here. We went from 71 yesterday. Today, the high temperature is going to be around 68. The forecast high by the weekend is going to be in the upper 30s. So very, very cold. We were going warm one day. We were in shorts outside yesterday, loving life at 71. And you'll definitely need to bundle up heading into the weekend. And that's just the high temperature. Keep in mind, morning lows are going to be down into the 20s, I think low 20s for some inland areas. So it is certainly going to be very, very cold. We go from 14 degrees above average today to 15 below tomorrow. And to get us there, the 24-hour temperature change between afternoon temps today and tomorrow will be about 20 degrees colder tomorrow. So we're on our way, and this weather whiplash continues. Look at the temperature trend here. Again, those temps trending down Sunday, upper 30s, Monday about the same 38, 39 degrees or so. And then temperatures warm back up. So we crash with the temperatures over Sunday into Monday, and then we crank it back up as we head towards Christmas Day and the days following. It's going to be in the upper 50s, feeling pretty comfortable if you've got those outdoor plans. Again, average this time of year, 54 degrees. You take a look here at the precipitation outlook. This is out 8 to 14 days. Doesn't look like much for the mid-Atlantic. It'll be wetter than normal in the central U.S. and wetter than normal out along the northwest coast, drier in the southwest. And then our temperatures, they're going to continue to be above normal. So a big warm-up coming for most of the country with above normal temperatures, the 8 to 14 day outlook. And that's from just after Christmas through the very start of 2025. Those are the average temperatures. So as I talk about weather whiplash, we deal with this cold blast coming in this weekend, and then it warms back up in a big way through the holiday week and into the first of the new year. All right, let's take a look at the almanac. Yesterday's high 71. I mentioned that. That's for Norfolk. No rain at the airport. We're sitting 1.6 inches above average. We could use some more rain. Here's what's ahead. We've got more unseasonable warmth today. We talked about that. The cold front comes through tonight. Showers possible, maybe a rumble or two of thunder out to the west, and then breezy and colder through the weekend. We mentioned that. Fog has been a big issue across Southeast Virginia and Northeast North Carolina this morning. Still an eighth of a mile visibility. National Weather Service had dense fog advisories up, scheduled to run through 9 o'clock. I think they really needed to extend them as we still have quarter-mile visibilities in Emporia, Wakefield, and Petersburg. This stuff's hanging on. Eventually, this will burn off. Remember, there's a stalled frontal boundary that's just kind of hanging there. As soon as that lifts a little bit, temperatures will warm, and whatever's out there will be burning off. We had some sky views really socked in with the fog. The fog is lifted at the ocean front. You can see the reflection of the water as we of the sun on the water as we check out the Priority Automotive sky view there. It's partly cloudy at the airport. Winds are calm. The light winds and the cooler temperatures with the moisture has combined to produce that fog this morning. Now you see where we still have some clouds out there, but a lot of sunshine already building in across western parts of the area. We're going to see the skies generally partly sunny for much of the day. Not a bad day. Temperatures, again, getting warmer once those clouds and the fog burn off. So we should reach highs, upper 60s widespread this afternoon. The winds are going to pick up from the south and the southwest. It is going to be very breezy as we go through the overnight, and the winds picking up towards sunrise tomorrow. I think we could see some gusts eventually reaching about 25 to 30 or even 35 miles per hour in a couple of spots. Winds still from the southwest ahead of the front, that front marching southward. By 10 o'clock, you can see those winds starting to shift around to the north, some of the northern parts of the area. That's going to continue to progress south, and by 1:45 or so, it should be through the area. I expect that frontal passage here in Norfolk around 12 to 12:30 or so. By 1:30, 1:45, it's down to the south. Chances for some isolated to scattered showers and maybe a couple of thunderstorms tonight. You might hear some rumbles of thunder if you're a light sleeper. And then as we go through the overnight, again, those winds shifted around. You see that, gusts to 25, and they're going to be pretty breezy towards sunrise tomorrow. You look at 7 a.m., gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's just at Norfolk. We could see some gusts 30 to 35 closer to the coast. Much colder tomorrow. By 7 a.m., mid-40s to maybe upper 40s in a few spots, a little cooler north and inland. As we go through the day, temperatures don't really change, right? We've got this established northeast wind. That's going to keep the temperatures cooler, staying in the mid to upper 40s through the day on Thursday and Friday. More clouds. I'm going to step over here because I want you to see something that our graph model was projecting. Into Friday, we're going to see those temperatures again, upper 40s, close to 50. And notice a little bit of moisture here and even a little bit of mixed precipitation on kind of the tail end of that. So we'll see. That's out across the Piedmont, not reaching Hampton Roads. Temperatures too warm here as we go overnight Friday night into Saturday, but there might be a little bit of mixed precip out across central Virginia late Friday night. Now, rainfall amounts are going to be minimal. I don't expect a lot tonight. There'll be scattered showers. If you do get a thunderstorm or maybe a couple of cells running over the area, it might be a little bit higher, but generally less than 1/10 of an inch. And down to the south around Kill Level Hills, areas south of the Albemarle, there we do have the potential to pick up maybe an inch of rain in some areas if you get a more established kind of band of wet weather or a few bands kind of moving through the area. So we'll be watching that for you, but generally we're not looking for much. Temperatures today, upper 60s to near 70. What a day. Enjoy it if you love the warm weather. This is going to be it for a while. We've got the cooler weather coming over the weekend. I guess your gift for Christmas would be warmer weather, because by Christmas Day and beyond that, we do get back above average. So it'll warm back up. But for now, this is going to be the warmest day for the next week. You can see the temperatures pretty comfortable, a little cooler over in the eastern shore, and we do still have that fog, so just stay alert to that. Down across North Carolina, low 70s, Edenton, Hertford, Gatesville, 70 at Elizabeth City, low to mid 60s at the Outer Banks. Overnight lows tonight near 46, not bad. Few scattered showers and those winds increasing late. It's going to be cool and breezy tomorrow at 48. About 20 degrees cooler than what we see today. And beyond that, you're going to find the temperatures staying cool on Friday, low 40s to mid 40s on Saturday, and then Sunday and Monday, upper 30s to near 40. By Christmas Eve at Hampton Roads, we're going to see mostly sunny skies early. It is going to become, I think, maybe a little bit cloudy, like partly cloudy, late Tuesday into Tuesday night. But all in all, right now it looks dry. And obviously with these conditions, you would anticipate not a white Christmas, no snow to wake up to on Christmas morning based on how things look right now. Let's take this full and we'll wrap up with a couple more quick notes. Again, we've got this outlook here, cold through the weekend, and then temperatures recover next week. Now, one thing that may get you excited, we talked about this yesterday, but if you missed our weather desk yesterday morning, I was talking about the winter solstice. That occurs this Saturday morning, 4:20. That's when the sun reaches its lowest solar position of the year. We have those direct rays on the southern hemisphere at its southernmost point, and that means we get the shortest day of the year. We're only going to have 9 hours and 38 minutes of daylight on Saturday. Now, if you're like me and you don't like all the darkness and you like the longer days, the exciting thing here is after Saturday, each day gets a little bit longer. So we'll look forward to more and more daylight as we take you over the next 6 months and head towards the summer solstice. All right, if you guys want more information or if you ever have any suggestions, I want to remind you, you can reach out to us on social media. And one other quick tip, as folks are traveling, remember to download the 13 News Now mobile app. If you haven't already done it, it's a free resource. It's a great way to stay connected with our 13 News Now weather team. You get forecast information, you have access to the radar, and that radar is outstanding. You can look anywhere around the country to get the weather information you need, but stay in touch with us here. And if we have any severe weather updates or anything crazy happens, we push out those live feeds, those live streams, and you can get them sent straight to our mobile app. So again, it's a great resource. Hit me up on social if you've got questions or would like to reach out. Facebook, Craig Moeller. Instagram, Craig Moeller TV. And on X, you can find me at 13 Craig Moeller. I want to wish you and your family safe travels through the holidays. Again, whatever you're celebrating or if you're spending time with friends and family, just have a wonderful upcoming week. Stay safe out there, and I'll look forward to seeing you again for the next Weather Desk.